God is great. It's another day, another dollar, $2 for some people, 50 cents for some as well. You know, but either way, we take that blessing, and no matter what it is, we do it, we take it, we make it flip, and we make it happen with whatever we got. That's what we do, man. Make a lot out of a little bit. Make lemonade out of lemons. Grape juice out of grapes. A peanut butter and jelly sandwich out of peanuts. The jelly just a thought. It just comes. Let me stop. Yeah. And so another black person falling on the sword. I get sick of these. I'm trying to figure out why it's all of these black people. And that's why I talk about it. This is why I talk about it. And I'm hoping, if only one, if you can actually get one person to understand and see a different light or see things in a different way. Hey, you know what? You can call it a victory. God, asks us to bring about awareness in all kind of ways. And so this is what I'm doing. And I know a lot of people, it can be controversial. Sometimes a lot of people don't want to be held accountable. I remember, I don't like to be held accountable sometimes, especially coming up. But, at some point you get to a stage in life to where accountability is all that matters. Knowledge matters. As a matter of fact, the word tells us a very, very simple thing that we learned. And it's always been, you could try to understand it in so many different ways. But in the end, it comes down to the simple words, and it means just what it says. Our people die from a lack of knowledge. Our people suffer. Our people have nothing. Our people die mentally, spiritually, financially, and physically from a lack of what we do not know. And a lot of times, there are people that do know it, and they tried to share it with you, and you didn't want to listen. And sometimes there are people that do know it, and they don't even care to share. Maybe because they saw ignorance. Maybe because they didn't want to cast their pearls upon the swine. So many different reasons why people refuse to share a blessing, inspiration, acknowledgement, and growth. But that has nothing to do with me. God is awesome. I hope you, no matter where you are today mentally, be prepared to allow God to water you. Allow God to water you so that you may grow. That you may grow. How can you be watered? You can be watered in many different ways. How many different methods of conversation? How many different methods of a message did God use? How many different forms of people did God speak through? How many different forms of nature did God speak through? So, at any given time, man, we just have to allow ourselves to be that vessel. Now, what am I talking about? Simone Biles. I see all these black people, I love blackness. I love myself. I love my family. But I don't understand the weakness of this new generation. And it ain't just the new generation. The new generation is bold and strong. It's sometimes, most of the time, it's the older generation. The older generation, they can't have babies no more. They may be married, or they can't have children anymore. Oh, I just said that. They don't have a family anymore. They don't have the circle of friends that they used to have. So in other words, what I'm saying is, once these things are gone, some people throw it all in. Some people say, since I can't have kids, I don't give a damn about nobody kids. Since I can't literally have babies anymore, I don't give a damn about nobody babies. Since I don't have kids in school, I don't give a damn what they're teaching in school. Since I don't have a daughter trying to play some type of sports, I don't give a damn about men beating up on girls in women's sports. Since I don't have a daughter that has to go into an elementary school bathroom, I don't give a damn about a grown man. This is what some black people are starting to say to themselves. You know, the ones that no longer can go to the club because their body's all messed up. Their body is like a spare tire. And so now, I'm talking about men and women, spare tire bodies. And now, these people, they will say anything for acceptance. Let me say that again. A lot of them don't feel that way. A lot of them don't feel that way. I'm going to say it one more time. A lot of them don't feel that way. But when you become so much of an outcast, so probably unappealing, you know, I'm not great. But no matter how bad things get for me, if I lose an eyebrow, one of my ears, if all of my teeth fell out, whatever the case may be, I'm not going to shuck and jive and start saying crazy stuff just to hope somebody give me a fake friendship. These people are, man, it's so sad what some people are willing to actually acknowledge, support, and push for a few more friends, for somebody to tell them, you are right. You good people. I like you. Oh, I watch your page. All they're doing is looking for you to say some of the dumbest stuff ever. Simone Biles, Olympic gold medalist. Now, what's important to understand right here? If you're a Simone Biles supporter, this probably will hurt your feelings. And I don't mean in a bad way. What I'm saying is that if you're a true Simone Biles fan, you're going to be disappointed in what I'm about to say. And you're going to be shocked, and you probably will look it up. Now, if we remember, Simone Biles, one of the greatest gymnasts ever. One of the greatest gymnastic champions ever before she made the dumb statements she made. Now, this is where your off the court, off the field, out of the sport characters and deeds count. This is where they count. In other words, Mary Lou Retton, somebody who probably didn't make a lot of character flaw mistakes after her career was over, she can find her name back in the mix of being one of the greatest ever. Statements like this can take you out of that type of contention. Maybe not to a few black people sitting down somewhere saying, oh, Simone the best, but to the people that count. Simone Biles, a black female, one of the most accomplished people ever. I just don't understand. I was hurt, and I was calling for this guy's head, as they say, calling for blood, when her pervert coach, when the people around her allowed her to be victimized by this man. Let me say that again. Me and millions, not just Americans. When you Simone Biles, you have millions, probably a billion fans around the world, because you have fans in America and you have fans all around the world that have saw you do all kind of stuff in when it comes to gymnastics. And they saw you when you were sexually assaulted, something to that effect. When you were being sexually mishandled by your coach or by somebody who was in your circle. So for you to come out and say men should be able to compete in women's sports, for you to come out and attack the only true pioneer for women. I'm not going to say the only true pioneer, but the first real deal, true pioneer for women when it comes to women being taken advantage of, abused, beat up on, not supported. When it comes to men invading their space in locker rooms and in their respective sport, using their male body and muscles, height, strength, endurance, toughness, longevity, all of those things to defeat women. But when they had to compete against men, they couldn't even place. They wasn't even recognized. For most of these women, most of these men who are claiming to be women just to compete against women were not even recognized when they had to compete as a man against other men. You understand that? So they don't actually feel like females. They only want to get that college scholarship, and they just want to be in a place where they can say, I won. And to do that, they have to compete against women. Let me say that again. They don't feel like women, but they could not compete and could not place, they could not win when they competed against men. So claiming to feel like a woman put them in a ring or on a court or on a field where they can compete against women and actually, for the first time, get a victory. For the first time, be recognized. Simone Biles, a person that has dealt with that sexual assault atmosphere, sexual, all of that stuff, being mishandled, mistreated, taken advantage of by old-ass perverts or old-ass pervert, and neglected by perverts who possibly knew about it. She came out and made her story known. And a few years later, we see a woman dropped out of college because she was the best woman in the nation when it came to swimming. The best woman in the nation. Ready to go and face the Olympics. Ready to go and be great. But she found herself in the pool side by side with a man who beat her record, who beat her, not beat her, dominated her. A man. And now this man has gone on to dominate other spaces in the pool. He has gone on to make other women tap out and say, I don't even want to swim no more. Yeah, I've been doing this all my life, practicing just for a man to come and beat me. I don't want to swim no more, mama. That's what this man has made other girls tap out and give up on their careers. And now they actually have to truly, truly tap into an education. Truly, truly tap into something other than a real career. So Simone Biles, instead of actually supporting that young lady, Riley Gaines, instead of Simone Biles actually supporting her and saying, I know what you are going through, or young lady, girl, however y'all want to talk as women, instead of Simone Biles saying, Riley, let me be of some support. Let us do this together, or let me join you and support you. I understand. I was there. I had to do that. I was R-worded. I was sexless. Instead of Simone Biles supporting this young woman, she attacked her. Am I speaking loud? I just pulled up at my job at one of the restaurants. Let me see if I got an audience. Oh, I don't. Not yet. It'd have been okay. They need to hear. They need to hear. Yeah, so she attacked her. I think that's low. I think it's low down disgusting, because when Simone did that, I don't know not one person. Not Republicans or Democrats. I don't know nobody. Actually, I ain't gonna lie. I knew some people. Now, I don't know not one person. Now, when she dropped out of the competition, I knew she got a little bit of flack for that. She got a little bit of flack for after all of the support she had, and then she dropped out of something. They said she was doing it for personal selfishness and all of that. I don't care what they say. I didn't see a problem with it. But I said that to say, when it came to her sexual situation with her coach or with her handlers, she had so much support. American support, U.S. support, teammate support, media support. She had so much support to get this pervert, and don't never, ever, ever let him do this to another girl again. And now, look at her. And that's what I mean. The leaders of the Democrats, they do nothing but use black people like toilet paper, and they tell them to do the bidding. We will make you filthy rich. We will do this and do that. We will give you more commercials. I mean, is Simone Biles going broke? Is her endorsements running out? What is going on? Why did Simone have to do this? She probably too old to win again because she didn't win outright last time. And so is her career over? Is she coming out to attack other females who are fighting for a right to truly have women's sports? Look at all these women commercials. I love the women commercial with Aja Wilson, where they got all of these little girls. They are supporting, they are celebrating the greatness of Aja Wilson. They are celebrating the greatness of the women. They are celebrating the greatness of the women of the WNBA. They're celebrating the greatness of the future, greatness of Caitlin Clark. They're celebrating Angel Reese. They're celebrating Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Swoops, Lisa Leslie. They are celebrating this. And you have women all over the world, women all over ESPN as anchors, who will call a man a woman, who will say she, as a man, defeated this real girl. They'll just say she. They won't even straighten it. So I'm so grateful for the Riley Gaines. I'm so grateful for the Sage Steels of the world. I'm so grateful because, see, my granddaughter can't even look at none of these women. My granddaughter can't even look toward somebody like Simone Biles, because Simone Biles has had her chance. As I was saying, these people that had their chance, done with their careers, done having babies, done doing whatever, and now they just say, I don't care nothing about nobody else, no youth. I had my chance, so I don't care about the next little girl's chance. So my granddaughter could never look at Simone and say, that is inspiration. She can look at her old videos, but she can't follow her right now and say, this is who inspires me. Because Simone will throw a dude on the other side of that net and have my granddaughter spiked right in the face. And Simone will say, it is justice. It is fair, because that dude, no matter if he's 6'5" with muscles, he claims to be a woman. I don't know how to get that far. My granddaughter can't look at hardly any of the women and talk about it. And something tells me, being that the women of the WNBA are quiet, something tells me there is a quiet agreement about that. Something tells me that is why we'll never have to worry about it being done in WNBA. So something tells me the agreement is there. So never say anything about it. How can all of these women actually support this? How can they not say anything? But their sport seems to be safe, so they don't say anything. As long as the girls on the volleyball court are getting beat up, on the soccer field are getting beat up, in the boxing ring, but the women of the WNBA are silent. We thank God for Sage Steele. We thank God for Riley Gaines and anybody else who is not afraid to speak up. Look at Brittany Griner. Not afraid to speak on her issues when it comes to being the way they are. Not afraid at all. But we got women who are afraid to speak up for the little girls that want to become women or women athletes. That is sad. And so, Simone Biles, you're a disgusting piece of shit that I supported for so long. And I was a huge fan. And I say that not as one tiny little voice, because no one cares when it's only one person. But I say that knowing that millions of people agree with me. Tens of millions. You're on the wrong side of things right now, Simone, and you need to be on the other side telling Riley Gaines, I support you. I support you and other girls who want a fair chance at becoming athletes, getting scholarships, or having some type of athletic career, doing what I do, to follow in my footsteps, to follow in Riley's footsteps, to follow in Cynthia's, Shirley's, Leslie's, Caitlin's, Angel's, Aja's, to follow in any footprint they want to follow. That is the side where Simone Biles should be on. The same way people was on her side when she cried about men taking advantage, or a man taking advantage of her. The women you are speaking against are being taken advantage of. Not just by people, but by laws. God is awesome. God is great. Let the words of our mouths and the meditations of our heart be acceptable in the sight of the Almighty, great, loving God, merciful,